Quem acompanha aqui o canal sabe que eu sou fissurada em Resident Evil. E claro que eu não podia deixar de falar da novidade mais diferente da franquia, o jogo mobile Resident Evil Survival Unit. Fala, criatura que segue minha vida geek! Sou Cláudia Sardinha e na BGS desse ano de 2025 eu pude testar essa novidade, que talvez tenha sido a única de games no evento todo. Mas isso é papo para outro vídeo. Resident Evil Survival Unit estava com um stand dedicado ao título e com duas versões de demo para teste totalmente em português. Uma era aberta ao público e a outra exclusiva para a imprensa, com direito a entrevista com o pessoal envolvido no jogo. No meu caso, eu falei com Chan-Hyu Kim, diretor de negócios da Joy-City, uma das 3 empresas que estão em colaboração para esse game. As outras duas são a Aniplex, cujo consultor é ninguém menos que o lendário Shinji Hashimoto, conhecido por Final Fantasy e Kingdom Hearts, e claro, a própria Capcom, porque sim, Resident Evil Survival Unit é um jogo oficial, gente. Eu vou mostrar minha entrevista mesclando com cenas do game para que vocês entendam melhor o lançamento desse jogo estilo gacha, mas que não deixa nada a desejar para as versões de Resident Evil console. Então, vem comigo. Even the loading door.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
For the tempo and the sound, it has to be perfect for Capcom's confirmation.
Yeah. You guys used the same scenario from Resident Evil 2.
Yes, our storyline is placed in Resident Evil 2 and 3, so somewhere in between. But our time frame deviates. As you play along, you will meet the Marvin in the game. In original game, Marvin dies in the Resident Evil 2. But in our game, you can save him. Marvin escaped the Raccoon City with us. So the storyline deviates from that point. Because that's why our game is a survivor unit. Resident Evil has so many great characters, but many characters have died.
Yes.
But they can be saved, they can be survived, and become one of your team members. Yeah.
I would like to ask about the mechanics as well, because
Yeah.
it is interesting. A lot of different mechanics
Yeah.
involved. I was hoping that would not be that mechanic about turns.
Yeah.
I hate turns.
Turn-based, yes.
And-
We are not using turn-based.
Yes, and I was happy to see that you made something different about it
Yeah.
and more dynamic, which is pretty cool.
Right. So this is the portion after you escape from the Raccoon City. You actually went to the safe house, so-called safe house that Ada Wong told you, which is not safe at all.
No, of course not.
So you will find
And this part of the game is very interesting. We can build a safe house as well.
yeah. And that sounds ominously looks like the manor from the Resident Evil 1.
So it's a mix of Resident Evil, the kind sometimes with State of Decay, something.
Yeah, something like that. But we more thinking about that. We wanted to figure out if we have your own mansion in Resident Evil 1, how would that fun? How would that be fun for gamers? And in underground, there's tons of secret you need to discover.
Yes, and something like Dead Trigger as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of inspiration.
Yes, obviously from the original game.
So let's see. We are running to the mansion. Show this. And this is our safe house. How safe can we be in apocalypse?
So in there you will figure out that the power is out, so you need to bring back the power, and you later found out that horde of zombies coming your way in 20 minutes.
Oh, so we have also this mechanic is about the invasion of
Yeah.
the
So you have to set up the defense and close the gate and something like that to defend yourself.
yes. It's a mix of mechanics. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I mean, Resident Evil is a cinematic experience, right?
Yes.
But which ends pretty quickly, 8 or 10 hours experience. But in our game, you need to play a longer. You can play longer period of time, slowly building your own defenses and gathering characters from the original game and meeting other players from the fan community. Maybe make your own alliance with 50 players together, and you can maybe cooperate with other alliance, or maybe competing them to getting ahead to the next stage.
Yeah. So we can play multiplayer, but it's not obligatory.
Yeah,
We can play single player.
yeah. If you want to play on your own pace, you can do it slowly, but that will take longer time. I mean, if you play with others, things getting much easier. Yeah.
Computador muito velho. As the game passes between Resident Evil 2 and 3, it sets in the 90s.
Yes, the original time period.
We can consider this a canon spin-off.
Yeah, I mean, it shares the same canon time period of the Raccoon City incident, but since you are saving Marvin, it is getting deviate from the canon storyline. Right?
But it would be like an outbreak.
Yeah, I mean, later on, you will see a lot of characters joining you in there. Some characters never met each other, so there could be very interesting communication dialogue can happen there.
And the game is free to play.
Yeah, it's free to download, and we don't want to block the gameplay with paywall or make games to pay to win. So you can get every characters without paying, except two very special characters. So, but all other contents you can just play freely without paying on your own pace. But it is a multiplayer, so if your friends or online members want to lay the Umbrella research facility, but you want to join, but you need to prepare on the time they are going and lay the umbrella, and then but you need to save your time. Then maybe you can, for your convenience, you can buy a time acceleration. So prepare, save the time and prepare and play with your friends together. That's for the convenience factor.
So we can buy weapons
Yeah.
and all resources we need.
You can produce and make weapons and resources in game, but that takes time. You need to play a lot. So if you want to just play with friends and just accelerate the production, then you can just use the time acceleration.
We have to put energy in the house, in our safe house. So now we have the guy and this girl in my team.
The other Kate is your supporter. She will help you to play through the game.
It's like in the Resident Evil 4 that Leon have the help.
Yeah.
As a mobile game, we have also the daily.
Yeah, daily quests. I mean, people need to do something and guidance there. Of
Yes.
course, yeah.
So daily quest,
Yeah.
weekly
Weekly
quest. Yes.
And regular updates,
Okay.
regular events.
Oh, regular events.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah. So I mean, as a game progress, it's a server-based game. So once the server reaches in certain level, new competition or new contents will unlock the people to achieve. And also when it is about time, we will introduce new characters, new storyline, new contents as well.
So we can expect something like teamed seasons,
Yeah.
season quest, like I don't know, Halloween,
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, there can be a lot. Maybe it's about Resident Evil series kind of updates, and also we are working with a lot of famous Japanese creators. So like Amano Sensei's original boss creature introduced in our game. We're actually talking with a lot of different famous Japanese creators. So you might be surprised what we can actually bring into our game.
Well, I'm already surprised. And I have another question, maybe an interesting one. Why put Resident Evil in mobile format?
Oh yeah, that's very interesting story. So Joy City have been developing some console games for PlayStation 4. So we and Sony had a really great relationship, and we got one of the PlayStation Award in Japan. And also we've been working with Disney for Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean IP game. So we had the experience. So after our successful games, our development director wants to create whether it's the Mars exploration science fiction game or zombie apocalypse game. And he came to me, and I was like, okay, I might get some quite famous science fiction IP. But when it comes to the zombie apocalypse, only one IP come into my mind. But Capcom never licensed their Resident Evil outside. And the company who never licensed out and working together to set up the process to making IP licensed game is pretty difficult. So I was quite hesitated how to approach this. But at the same time, interesting thing is Shinji Hashimoto-san. After she created Final Fantasy VII Remake as his last game, he's retiring from the Square Enix. So as he's retiring, he's going all the industry companies and saying goodbye to everyone. But then when he visited the Capcom, the Ryojo-san came out and says, Hashimoto-san, it's too early for you to retire. You should make the great games. And Hashimoto-san is saying, oh, you are just being nice to me. If you really want me to create great games, why don't you give me one of your famous IP? And then Ryojo-san says, I will, if you bring very interesting pitch for us. So Hashimoto-san was surprised for the opportunity. So he wants to do the service for the Capcom. I mean, making Resident Evil on console, it is just duplicate of what great Capcom Resident Evil development team is already doing. He doesn't want to collide, but he wants to service the Capcom by exploring the platform and user base they never explored before, which is mobile. So Capcom was quite intrigued. Yes, Hashimoto-san, we want you to create the Resident Evil game because we want something new from you, which Capcom wouldn't do. So please do the new Resident Evil game. But if you want to tackle the mobile, there's one thing you need to remember. The most essential portion of the Resident Evil as a horror game is the sound, making the creepy noise and all the sounds effects. But in mobile, people doesn't really listen to the sound. Sometimes they play without listening to it. So your homework is to making horror game without the sound. That was a huge challenge for Hashimoto-san. So he was considering how to tackle this challenge. But he also, back then, he is famous for making fantasy-based RPG games. But way back then, he created strategy game like a Front Mission and also horror game like a Parasite Eve. So he really wanted to bring the strategic factors because if you mistake your survival strategy, all that left is a horde of enemy coming your way and you can nothing to protect yourself. That is a horrible experience, right? So he wants to turn that strategic play into horror gameplay aspect. So now he needs to find a developer who has experience making great strategy game and same time able to work with the AAA IPs, which is very difficult. So he got the PlayStation knows the Joy City because our console game development together. So they introduced us to the Hashimoto-san. So when Hashimoto-san came to our office, he quite surprised to find out we was working with Disney. But because Hashimoto-san also worked with Disney for Kingdom Hearts. So it was the same process what Hashimoto-san was working with the Kingdom Hearts and we worked with the Pirates of Caribbean. And even more, all the difficult process that Disney has was made because of the Hashimoto-san. So for us, we are indirectly already experienced how Hashimoto-san works with the IP. So once hearing that, Hashimoto-san hearing that, wow, you guys already know how to work with me, then I want to suggest a new IP. So I was thinking about whether is it Square Enix IP or Sony IP, maybe it's Final Fantasy or what, maybe God of War. What did you bring? And he said, Resident Evil. I just out of my mind. Doesn't make sense. It's you, Hashimoto-san. You're working with Sony, but where comes the Resident Evil coming into the play? But later I heard the whole story. It was quite interesting because our developer wants to make the zombie apocalypse game. They already started making the prototypes. It was perfect timing for us. So Hashimoto-san and us and sitting down and start to making pitch and ideas and design and prototypes, and we bring it together to the Capcom, to the Kawata-san of the Resident Evil producer. And luckily he liked our idea. That's how it came to be.
Que maneira essa história. Que maneira essa história. Eu espero que vocês tenham gostado aqui da nossa entrevista. I really thank you for your participation in our channel. Thank you very much for showing us and explaining to us what is the Resident Evil Survival Unit. And we hope to play it really soon. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, me and our development team are also a huge fan of Resident Evil. We didn't imagine we got the opportunity to create a game like this. So we really want to justify the franchise. It is a huge pressure. So we want to treat it like a festival, a celebration for the franchise, and everyone can come in and relax and casually immerse themselves into the world of the Resident Evil and connect with other players and enjoy their time. So I hope everyone have a great time with our game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Valeu, pessoal.